Hey folks, it's Lindsey Huddleston with SPS back in the building over at North Farmington High School. It's quiet now, but it was loud a second ago. It was Cass Tech versus Belleville, and I'm sitting here with state championship coach Steve Hall, my guy. Always a pleasure sitting down with you.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, this is that time of year. We back at it, man. So we talked a little bit offline. You got to pay attention to the details all the time, but your expectations are to be in where I'm living out in East Lansing at the end of the season. So how do you focus on now but still know where you want to be?
You know, you establish your goals, and you know what it is that you're working towards on a daily basis. You know, it's early in December. And like I said, man, we got a gauntlet. We got 10 games in December. We got some tough opponents, and we just a work in progress right now. I think we got a chance to be real good, but it's a lot of uncertainty right now, a lot of unanswered questions. It's a lot of things that I'm still trying to figure out. What the best units are. Do you go big? Who are we, and what are we best at? So, just trying to figure that out. But I like the pieces and definitely feel like we'll be of championship caliber, at the latter part of February and early March. That's the goal.
That's important time. Coach, you've been in this game for a minute. You've seen a lot of success. I posed this to a Hall of Fame coach not too long ago. What's different about you now, and what's the same?
Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's different and what's the same.
I'm get a phone call in a couple days.
Other than the fact that I understand that it's a card game and you get different cards every year. And different teams have different strengths and weaknesses, and you have to adjust to your personnel. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make sure that we're playing to our strength. I'm just trying to establish and understand what that is right now. And we junior heavy. I think I got a great 2-year run with this group. I think they could really be special. I really do. But we're still trying to figure it out right now. And the way things are set up, we start league play right away. We got tough league games already on the horizon. We got tough tournaments already on the horizon. So you don't really have a lot of time, with the boys starting earlier than the girls and overlapping with football. There's just a lot of different dynamics. In the past you could kind of slow walk it, but you can't slow walk it anymore, because you got tough games that have playoff implications starting next week.
You got to get to it. Where's the focus for your players now, and is it where it needs to be at this point in the season?
The focus is on daily improvement, just working hard and coming to practice and coming to work hard and chop wood every day. And that's where it's at, man. Like I said, probably most coaches, as a player, you feel like you're ready for the games. As a coach, you want more practice time, and I just feel like we just need to fine-tune things. I always feel that way. But, at the same time, I see the growth, I see the maturity, and I'm encouraged about that.
How does your staff help you with your day-to-day and just preparing for this gauntlet and playing long-term?
I got a seasoned crew. We've been together for a long time. I wouldn't trade my staff for anybody. I mean, we work with one another. We understand each other's strengths and compensate for where we need to be. Add strengths and we're just a machine, and we just work well together. And I just to answer your question, my staff has so much to do with the success that we have. So
that's a good thing. Well, Coach, I won't keep you much longer. You got a lot of stuff going on. I appreciate you. Anything you want to share for the good of the order? Anything you want to touch on, or just shout out to whatever? Maybe I want you to have the last word.
Yeah, shout out to Horatio, for this outstanding tournament that he does annually, giving these kids a chance to showcase their talents and their abilities. Always going to shout out Lindsey Huddleston.
I appreciate that.
Great job that he does, and just all these kids with these, large goals and aspirations. Just regardless of what the jersey says, it's just good to see kids doing what they love and being encouraged to reach their goals. So, shout out to all the kids and everybody.
Outstanding, man. Yeah. Coming from a great man with some great aspirations himself, can't go wrong with that. So with that being said, the last conversation you'll hear for this year's Horatio Williams Foundation Tip-Off Classic with Steve Hall, about to call you Hall of Fame Coach Steve Hall, so I can say that a little later, right? You ain't going to argue with it.
I don't mind.
With that being said, always a great time. We'll see you guys next time.
Yes, sir.